My opponent says that prices on the resources are low, but eventually we're going to use up these resources because we're a wasteful planet, and that shows by all the pollution. So we're eventually going to run out of these resources. My teammates and I have said that population control is good for us and our environment for multiple reasons, like saving our planet, helping others out, and saving our natural resources. If our population keeps going up, it's going to get harder and harder to feed the population and provide for our simple needs. David Ottenborg said, "All these people in England and worldwide, rich or poor, need and deserve food, water, energy, and space. Will they be able to get it?" David also said, "Our Earth is clearly finite, and feeding its ever-burgeoning human population will only become more and more difficult." By this we mean, if our population keeps growing and getting bigger in such a short amount of time, we're eventually going to run out of resources like food, water, and our natural resources. If we use population control, it can prevent human tragedy from happening, like starvation, for example. Many people die daily from starvation, from lack of food, so why should we keep letting this happen? Eleanor Roosevelt said, "We must prevent human tragedy rather than running around trying to save ourselves after an event has already occurred." Unfortunately, history clearly shows that we arrive at catastrophe by failing to meet the situation, by failing to act when we should have acted. The opportunity passes us by, and the next disaster is always more difficult and compounded than the last one. People will try to help our environment by finding new alternatives to help us get the things we're running out of. But eventually, without the help of population control, we're going to acquire more problems for us. A lot has happened in the past because we didn't take action. We should start taking action before overpopulation becomes out of control. We should have population control so we don't need to worry about what's going to happen when overpopulation does become a problem.
My opponent says that this planet is a wasteful planet and we're going to eventually run out of space for everyone. And people die every day by starvation. But according to my research, humans have developed this whole entire country, this whole entire planet off of nothing. And if we can develop all of this, it wouldn't be that hard, just like planting trees and raising cows. And my opponent says that water is a problem, but I don't think it's a problem because most of this planet's resource is water, and we actually have more water than land, and it goes all the way down to the core, to like a very deep, and so therefore we can build up our resources if we actually try, right? But right now we don't have to because we are not running low on resources, and we have enough water that we could live off of for a long, long time.
The military is a major contributor in the population, not the population. March 2008 studies found that the U.S. and the Iraq war polluted the environment more than people. Cars that we use like tanks and planes, military equipment pollute as much as 25 million cars. Supporters of population control were wrong when they said that food production wouldn't keep up with the human production.
My opponent says that there is a lot of water, but this is not drinking water. It's usually salt water or contaminated water. And the military causes pollution is irrelevant because it has nothing to do with population control. Therefore, I think that we should have population control.